I had like certain goals that I want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And I try to at the end of the year try to look back on, am I better this year than I was last year? What did I do to better myself? You know, every year I try to better my situation as far as me as a person. You know what I'm saying? So, I made some changes this year. You know, I'm working on my credit, kind of got that. I'm like in the Fed category now. You know what I'm saying? Got myself some reliable transportation. Um, Kind of got more in tune with financial literacy because I know that's like very important in the black community. Like we touch money all day, man, but if you don't have some type of skill to hold you to it, that shit takes a skill. It's a talent. That shit's not easy. Everybody can do it. And that was one of my things I like to focus on. And I look at it like Monopoly. It's a game. Life is a real game. So it's like me, I go at my ups and downs as I'm playing the game of life. So it's like instead of me getting down on myself a lot of times and say shit that I also took out of my vocabulary, it's always me. I stopped saying that shit. So before it even come out my mouth now, I check myself because what I learned from, coming to the groups or whatever, the shit you put out in the universe is what you'll want to get in return. So now I try to put out as much positivity and as possible and try to control myself. It's like more I try to get more in depth with myself and then at the end of the year I sit back and say, all right, well, so look back on your year, what did you accomplish? What did you do to better yourself? You know, and it's baby steps, you know what I'm saying? But I can see progress. But some of the things I think I'm gonna look at this year and let go is I had this thing with not really keeping in contact with my ex, but being able to be around and she be around and it's not nothing. Or she called me happy birthday, I call her happy birthday, but it's like I'm not doing it because I really wish to wish a happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it because I feel as though I need to show you that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That shit is nothing. And then at the end of the day, it's more so I'm gonna look at me now. You know what I'm saying? When it's like I feel like that was something that's holding me back because it's like, why do you even gotta do that? You put the past in the past, it's like it's something that keep on holding me from moving forward in that area mentally. Because it's like everything is like, oh yeah, it ain't nothing. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, you look good. This, that, no, no. But it's like it's time to just let all that shit go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the communication on that part, I'm leaving that shit to pass, you know, and just try to get to my next goal. So my next goal for 2026 is I want to buy myself a house. So I'm taking my steps, on this journey because I don't know nothing about this field. I'm still getting familiar with the work life and how you operate and how you do things and how you're supposed to operate over here on this side. So, I just take my steps slow. You know, I got knocked down basically this year, and I still don't know how to take it. But financially, it's like I was in a better place, but I sacrificed that for the greater good for someone else that I considered as I love. You know what I'm saying? Will they would have done it for me to the extent? Not quite sure. You know what I'm saying? But I did it, and it put me in a kind of in a bind. But
Can I ask you a slight question? Slight. Only because I listen good, you know that, right? Whether they would have did it for you or not, we already spoke about the calm.
right,
So sometimes when we do things, it might be somebody's life you saved before. I find that a lot when maybe dudes wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for me. And I'd be thinking they would be a little more grateful. But then the part of me be like, damn, am I doing it for that? Or am I just gonna let karma take its course? Since we all believe, or not all of us, I don't want to generalize, since we all speak about karma a lot, um, sometimes in how we word things, it'll make us think that, yeah, I believe in karma, but motherfuckers, you still should give me my karma ASAP.
right.
Sort of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like checking with you, like build on that, unpack that for us so we can, you know what I'm saying, get a better understanding of where you coming from. With you thought they would have been a little more.
Yeah, it's like I felt like I felt like at the time I was doing the thing that I was supposed to be doing as a man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for instance, if I got a lane, a consistent lane, and I could consistently make this money, it was basically my savings that I vowed to never touch unless it's a emergency. But I did it, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't do it looking for nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? I just did it because I know I can figure shit out probably better than that person. You know what I'm saying? And I can bounce back probably better than that person. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. I didn't do it looking for a come up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I kind of did it because I know I can better myself. You know what I'm saying? And get myself back into that situation. But that's the hustler's mind frame of where I come from. But on this side, it don't come back like that. It don't come back as fast. It don't come back. Might not come back. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I appreciate it because I learned something.
Right.
I learned the most valuable lesson that I could have even learned is holding on to it. Because if I would have never did it, I wouldn't have never learned. The process of, well, you know that shit don't spin like that over here. You know what I'm saying? So I know moving forward to take caution and to move in a different direction. And you know, I'm learning. I'm still learning.
All right.
So will you do it again?
Would I do it again? No.
All right. Well, can a female speak? Because I don't know if it's a main thing. I don't know. I don't. So, no pause. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You seem like you speaking in riddles. So I just like transparency. So I'm just trying to put together all the pieces of the puzzle that you're talking about. Because you'll say this and you'll say that, but you're not filling it in. So just me, I always feel like if you're going to speak, you have to be transparent. Like you can't say, oh, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you're going to speak, you got to give all up. So I have no idea what this is or what that is. So I'm a little confused, and I'm not being. I'm just saying transparent. Like just if you're going to speak, you got to be able to tell the whole story.
Give us details, man.
Exactly.
Because what it is, why he do that is us in general in the group, we may know what this or that is, but you don't because you from another one.
Exactly.
So we know this is when he's saying this is hustling money and that is working money.
Yeah,
So, so she, oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I'm a little confused, so I'm being smart. I'm just saying, what the hell is going
Feeling like because he made a statement, right, about his baby mom,
Right.
and he said, "Yeah, I'll just call his brother happy birthday."
No, everything.
Right?
He said the bitch.
I mean,
He sound good or something. Yeah, he said that.
right? I say happy birthday, and I really don't care. But that's the mixed messages. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's why, and that was my reason for selling myself this year. Like, man, I am done with that type of shit.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Because
right.
I feel like I'm growing, and it's feel like I'm looking at all the shit that's holding me back as a person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of that. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't nothing that I'm gonna need to hold on to because I'm trying to go this way. You know, even with the situation that I'm explaining as far as what I did for a friend. You know what I'm saying? It was a learning process. You know, to make the story a little shorter. Basically, it was a learning process. I learned some things this year, some things that I'm not taking into next year. Would I do it again? Hell no. Would I repeat any of these cycles again? Hell no. And I'm just going to keep on going this way and continue to do what I need to do because now I did it. So now you can't say, oh boy, this, that. No, I did that. Now you can't say, oh, you better this, that, no. No, I did that. Did the old French shit. That's big. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just moving forward, different goals and keeping it pushing.
All right, so is it safe to ask this question on the floor as we continue to unpack this? Is wanting your flowers now and wanting people to be appreciative now in this very moment that we extend, wherever it is that we extend, whether it be superficial, whether it be from the heart, whether it be on whatever level, is it a contradiction to say, yeah, I respect the laws of karma, and then say, no, I want my flowers now. I want my accolades now. I want my thank yous now. Sam late, but he just came, yo. So, I mean, that's just something to linger as we, finish unpacking our year that led us up to this point, things that we need to let go. Or we can jump on that now, or later, or throw it in the mix.
Do we want karma or do we want our flowers?
Is it wrong for us to say we respect the law of karma, but we want everything to have an immediate response?
That's individualized. So everybody, somebody can have an email say something different. I made sense. Everybody here.
Hope so. Yeah, because we all individuals.
So everybody has to give their own opinion.
Yes.
For me, I feel like you can't tell someone else what to do for you. If they want to do it, you have to let them do it. If they don't want to do it, it is what it is. So as much as you may think, oh, I want this right now because I did, if you're doing something for someone, it has to be from the heart. It can't be because I expect something back from you. Right. So that's something that you have to be able to be okay with. If somebody, you did a favor for someone, they don't do it for you. You did it out of kindness of your heart. It can't be tit for tat. It's no pettiness. We all are folks. If somebody does something for you, you appreciate it. If they don't, you just know the next time I'm not going to do it again.
Now, tie that into the law of karma, because I don't want that to go unaddressed as we answer these questions. Is karma a tick for tat, but a delayed one? This is why I'm putting them together. Is it, the question is in totality, don't departmental, don't depart. Yeah. If we respect the law of karma or believe in it, and karma is give what you get, you get what you give, a sort of reciprocity in nature. Are we wrong when we do shit, even for our children? We'll be like, man, our children some ungrateful bastards.
Just can't.
Are we wrong for wanting them? Are we wrong for wanting them to be grateful for what we provide? Or should we just fall back when they're not grateful and say, fuck it, karma gonna bring their gratefulness to me one day? That's you know what I'm saying?
I think it's two different kind. Karma, I think, of course, you want your flowers now if you've done something that's deserving to get your flowers. Quote unquote, flower bar. You graduated from school. Yes, I would like to receive those flowers and congratulations now, not when I'm dead. I need that now. Karma to me is quote unquote, for lack of better words, I've done something for you because at the time, in the moment, I had it in my heart, and I said, "Damn, man, I can't need that." I just feel like when you do it from the heart, it automatically come back. It might not come back directly through you, but it might come through somebody that knows you and got to me. So when you give it, you gotta give from your heart. And if you truly believe in karma, that's how karma works. Karma is something that is faith. You believe that you do good and good should come back. That's his faith. That's all.
Yeah, that's I'm a personalize now because when I was speaking, I was just I don't necessarily believe in karma, not necessarily, because all the shit that white people done and still doing, they ain't got that karma yet, and this shit been going on for thousands of years. On a personal level, I know some of the cruddiest motherfuckers known to man, and they've gotten their karma back. Now I'm just saying this is just me personally. Again, when I believe something personally, I don't I don't. That's where we all can safeguard. I don't look for a membership. This is just where I'm at with it. I'm solid in what I believe, and I don't believe in that shit. Now I do believe in a concept that is closely related to karma. I believe in the law of cause and effect. I believe if you set up a cause, you're going to meet a certain type of effect, and that is closely related to karma. Now, I just, put that out there again, just to add some seasoning to the pot as we continue
I
with the
think
dialogue.
karma is like positive cliche, as I might say. It's something that somebody been spreading around for years, and people take it and thinking that's how it really is. But I believe that whatever you give out may never come back. But I think that on Judgment Day, if we believe that it is Judgment Day, that all your good and your bad is going to be written upon, and you can do as much good as you can to try to outweigh your bad. And I don't think you'll get nothing back for. If I gave you some sneakers when you was broke, now you're a millionaire, and I ain't got no sneakers. You won't give me nothing. See, that's something that we'll say.
But I feel this. I get it, but I look at it like this. For me, if you want to use the word karma, if I do something for you because it was placed on me to do that, that's where it's at. If it never come back,
Because a lot of children do it.
right? So I'm internally alright with it. So that's my karma right there. If you never do it, you know what I'm saying? Because if it the way it sounded, it's always gonna be, I did that, he should give me this, or if I do that, she should do this. Now it's like, well, who are you, and really, what are you doing it for?
Right.
Because we saying one thing, but it's being verbalized as tit for tat. And like me, if I do things for strangers that I never know, so I wouldn't know if they gave it back or not, because I can be riding down the street, somebody be homeless or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, short, hey, lady, whatever. I don't ever see that lady no more or whatever. But I gave it because that's where my heart was at. So, I mean, and I look at, and if I want to use the karma, then Allah gave me another day to wake up this morning. That could be the gift. You know what I mean? But I leave it.
That's why I like these classes, because it's people in here that think so layered and so deep that it goes beyond that. A lot of people karma or gratification come just from the mere act, like Brother Knowledge said. you're getting a gratification from it. It's the feeling you get when you provide for people. It's just not material.
That's what I'm saying.
Some things come back in an emotional transaction. And because it's not an object that we can lay the physical eye on, we'll say it's not tick for tat, but it's just on a higher vibration now. So you're getting something in return. It's a self-fulfillment that you receive within yourself. You may just feel good knowing you helped somebody, but that feeling good didn't happen before you committed that act. And so on that level, remember, every time we say something that appears on one plane, it's layered. That's why these meetings always start off like, oh, this is some bullshit they talking about. Until we start unpacking that shit, and then it start going in circles, and you're like, well, damn, because we always looking at the unseen. What you don't see literally don't mean it don't exist. And so what about that vibration through the transaction? What about that feeling? That's still some form of exchange. It's just not a material exchange. So yeah, it's still tick for tack. It's just on a more subtle level. And that's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? I could be tripped.
Me personally, I think karma and the law of attraction intertwined. Because you basically, if you're a good person, you do good, then good, that's what's going to come back. Because that's what you broadcast into the universe. So that's your frequency can come back to you. And it's kind of, we say, because we know all of us on this realm know somebody that's a piece of shit. But from what I say, a lot of pieces of shit motherfuckers don't get no company. They keep running and going straight because whatever is out there ain't come back to them yet. Or it might not have just came back to them. It might skip them and go to somebody.
People around them being lackadaisical and won't answer according to the law of karma and stop their ass. Like me and Knowledge always had these conversations. If you're running around doing cruddy shit, it's just the people around you not manly enough to bring you to justice for that shit. It don't mean that, oh, it didn't happen. It means the people around. I know dudes that straight coons, not known for ever killing nobody. Don't take this the wrong way. This is a little street talk. But they want to project the image like this is what they are known for. And because they are faking, you have some dudes that can't tolerate fakeness. So in that response to his fakeness, he become his calm. And vice versa. You have some dudes that don't like weakness. When I went in the penitentiary, it was just some dudes, I thought they was just hard on dudes for nothing. But they just didn't like weak people. He was receiving the karma for not manning up and being the man that he should grow into being. And so he became prey. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on, again, the animalistic level. It's degrees to it. And I just wanted to, again, throw that seasoning on the pot as we unpack this.
I want to throw a little seasoning in too, and from another approach, right? It's like when we talk about the tit for tat aspect, good or bad, you know what I mean? It's like a sense of entitlement because when you do something good, you expecting something good to come back, right? And then when you do, sometimes you do something bad, right? You might, in your mind, you might say, you know what, I already know it's gonna come back on me. So, you know, it's like you expecting the same thing you putting out there. You know what I mean? And I've seen people go through it, and I believe I've done it too. And I just wanted to put that aspect out there too. It's like a sense of entitlement.
All right, so is it a finality? Is it some more you want to say?
No, I just wanted to put that on there.
So hold on for 1 second, because I want to, but don't lose that thought.
I got you. You're gonna make lose.
Yo, so what, a lot of people when they talk, they say something, but in my mind they're dropping their point. So I just want to make sure. So are you saying that? And this is a question. It's not me answering. Are you saying that because they are expecting it, that the law of expectation pull that circumstance to them, or you're just saying?
I would just give another perspective.
All right,
Conversation.
that's what I wasn't.
I've been saying that karma is real, you know, that it is what we say it is or not. I would be putting that perspective out there too. Okay. That we feel a sense of entitlement to say, well, you know what, I did something good and something good will come back.
Yeah,
know,
but if you're expecting it, it's the law called the law of expectation. You know how people be like, I feel when something bad gonna happen. And you keep just speaking that shit into existence because you keep saying it and saying it and saying it. Next thing you know, it do come back because you courting it. You know what I'm saying? You speaking it into existence. That's why I was saying, are you saying the law of expectation pull these circumstances to you by what you constantly expect? Because some of the shit is programmed. You know what I'm saying? People be like, boy, if you do that, you know. If you don't do this, you know. And your whole life, this was been programmed in your mind. But then you might got a dude who we grew up, who we know in the project. He might be known for just being a serial rapist. And the only thing we do is just keep our females away from him. But he never come to justice. Karma never get him. That's why I say you can have some dudes that's being lackadaisical as men and not bringing that shit to his front doorstep, waiting for the mysterious law of karma to just happen.
that may not come.
That may not come. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying, you know, it's a lot to unpack or think about or pick at. You know what I'm saying?
Did we forget?
Because I feel like we still touching on it. It's like it's the expectation thing, right? When you expecting something because you know what I mean. I've done things the way as though like it's out of the kindness of my heart, and somebody came back and said, "Whoa, I remember you." I'm like, I did, like because I don't. Some people keep records something.
Right.
Well, I did that. Well, I remember I did this. I don't keep records of nothing. If I did it out of the kindness of my heart. So I think when you got, you know, the expectation, one, you shouldn't have an expectation on nothing. When you, unless we have a conversation like, boy, you know I'm gonna need that back. You see what I'm saying? That's the only expectation I got. If we had a conversation, I said, look, I'm gonna let you hold this, then I need that back. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if I do something for you, if I help you out, anything I did, like that was out of the kindness of my heart, I'm not keeping a record of that. Like that's already like I'm gonna do it, and then I don't even see it no more. You know what I'm saying? So I think when there's an expectation put on it, and then like you said, like somebody feel like, well, because I did something for somebody, now I'm entitled to, you know what I'm saying? That's just like if I let you some money and then you go hit the mega millions, I know you're gonna hit me off because no, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It just is what it is. I did what I did for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have an expectation. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't have an expectation that you're gonna do this, that, and the other. Oh, I know I'm good. I gave him $5 last week. You know what I mean? No, like it's not an expectation for me because I know what I did, and I know if I did it. One, I'm not going to lend or do something that I know that's going to hurt me in the end. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is like I did that. Look, because I could do it, and the blessing for me was like you said, like just the feeling I get that I was able to do it. You dig what I'm saying? Like I didn't help out a friend once before, and he came to me and said, "Boy, you don't know the position to me." I just used to say, "Boy, look," I said, "All right, here." You know what I'm saying? And that was it. But just knowing that, damn, I helped you out when you was in a down place, like you was really messed up. And you know, you ain't had to explain that to me. You asked me, could I do it? I did it. But that's just that was my gratification. That was my gift. You know what I'm saying? You know, like damn, like okay, I was able to help somebody. The blessing was that I was in the position to be able to do it.
No, mine goes both ways. You can type, I'll go behind. You cool? You cool?
I believe that karma is an unrealistic expectation of receiving or accepting something. It's unrealistic. And the reason why I say that is because I can use the same example. If I do something good for somebody, I want it to come back to me. Or it can be the opposite direction and say, look, if you hurt me, I say, look, you're going to get your karma one day. It's going to come. It may not be now, it may not be tomorrow, but it's going to come to you. But I think it's always an unrealistic expectation of what we want at the time. And is that selfishness? And if we want something back after giving something to somebody, what is that? And if we want somebody else to hurt because they're hurting us, what is that? So I always believe that that karma that we talk about is unrealistic expectation of what we want at the time, and it can be different from each individual's, if that makes sense.
It makes sense on a certain degree. I'm gonna let Illy Bill because he think I'm really in front of him. He just waiting for me. So are you saying, Keisha, because it's an unrealistic expectation, are there no checks and balances in the universe?
What I'm saying is that the expectation that we're expecting, we get disappointed when it doesn't happen. And so there it becomes unrealistic because sometimes we want those things back. It's not realistic to get back to us. If I'm doing something for someone, I am, just like these two have said, I'm doing it out of kindness of my heart. But if someone hurt me, I'm and I want them to be hurt too. What is that?
I need
What
you to
does
answer
that
the question.
say about me?
Is there any checks and balances in the universe? Yay or nay? You can say yes or no without the long, not that I'm trying to be, but
Is there any checks and balances?
what checks what? What keeps what in line? What is the criteria by which we should govern ourselves?
Our character, who we are. Those are kind of things that keep us in check.
Stacey,
You like what I was wrong. That girl to me.
But sometimes that's what keeps us in check. And sometimes that has a lot to do. Sometimes we have to grow into that, if that makes sense. We have to grow into that. Sometimes it's the way we were raised. Sometimes it's, yeah, it could be the way programming, the way we were raised. It could be even the friends that we hang around can change our perspective of things. And it don't necessarily have to do anything with our parents or the way we were raised. It could be in the neighborhood that we grew up in. I mean, I saw killings all the time, but I chose to change my life. I made a change. And it goes back to
so you skill. Oh no, you said it like shit.
No, you missed the goal.
no, I'm like,
He's like, so I changed. So I'm like, shut the down.
no, I didn't kill anyone on purpose.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just,
It's levels. That's what I be saying. Like a lot of times these conversations be layered.
no,
I know a woman boy can look at you with that death stare.
You can.
And if you know how when you young and you do something you ain't supposed to do and your grandmother give you that look,
I'm straight right out.
she ain't kill you. But whatever idea you had, that was cancer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
So the answer to that's my answer to your question. It could be, it can differ. And it could be the area of places, like what changes that is your character. And your integrity. All that plays a part in it.
You forgot.
And again, sometimes that's wrong. You have to
get out of that.
Because I can really pinpoint real life situations when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody in this room, I don't care what you say. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you do things, I'll be goddamn if you ain't expecting it back.
Everybody.
That's just life.
Right.
Dig what I'm saying? But we don't move like that. And I can give you a prime example, like, quote, I have to use prison and then I can bring it to society. A brother come on and tell, he ain't got nothing. I don't know him. I'll give him some of my stuff. Now, am I expecting that back when he get right? Yeah. Same time, not sweating that. Not sweating that. Now, I'm letting that go. Now, another brother who I deal with was in a situation I didn't hesitate to assist, right? That was big. I come home on the street, I'm in the car with my little brother. We drive. Stop the car, get out. I swear, I forgot so long, it's been so long. said, man, I can look, go in his pocket, give me a fresh $100 bill. Man, mama, that's karma. That's to me, that's karma from doing something good, not for the brother I gave anything for to. That's just as a friend, I looked out for him, and here it come on the street. I never even thought about it. I never even gave it a second thought, and I'm just chilling, just, my theme song for Meredith. I'm just happy to be here. That's it. And he called and just give me that and the weed. I'm like, damn. And I tell people all the time.
When he hits you with the trees, you say, and the wind.
Glad you all want to. I want to make it right for you. Because I do things. I know all of us do things just out of the kind of work that I'm talking. For some people,
I think you can accomplish when you do something not looking for something.
Yeah, you go.
And you won't get comfortable because you've done something and you know somebody gonna be a millionaire later on, or he might come up. So I'm gonna give him because he could ball. He might come up, so I'm gonna give him something now. I'm gonna give him some sneakers or something because he might come up, give me some tickets to an NBA game or something. Well, when you just do karma out your heart and like you see a dude with some holes in the shoes or something, you got 4 pairs of tennis shoes. You like, I'm gonna take these, man. I got some shoes in the trunk. Now, you're not gonna remember you done that because you was doing out the kindness of your heart. You weren't doing it for a favor. See, we got in our mind, we look for favors because that's how we was taught. Man, a favor for a favor. That's how the song goes. I'm gonna do you this favor, but later on down the line, you owe me a favor. But when you do it out the kindness of your heart, that's when you get the unexpected karma come back. And on the negative side, we done a lot of dirt. All of it done a lot of dirt. Not saying that.
Except
Talking about people that's an outrage that anyway. I ain't. Yeah, we done dirt, and so sometimes when we look for what kind of dirt are we looking for? Are we looking for the dirt that we want to get our head bust, or we looking for the dirt we might get set out? We don't know what kind of dirt it is because if it's bad, it's bad. You see what I'm saying? Or God forbid, you say a little kid run out in the street and get hit, something happened to the kid. You say, what he done? It ain't what he done. It might be what his parents done. You see what I'm saying? So when you're looking for karma, you don't know how it's gonna come. Well, but the Lord definitely don't wink at your wrongdoings. You're gonna be paid for your dues for what you done.
Yes.
So when you crush before your foot the meanest worm, and what the certain side you say.
The meanest worm, don't trust the meanest worm under your foot because you're gonna pay for it. Because the shake is going on the law. But it's still like you said, it's still like it's
You joking.
But you okay.
all the way song.
Probably raising the tree.
I think I would say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I was just gonna say, I was just looking up, I had to look up karma because this is something I just never thought about. Just go by basically what you hear. But it says that karma is a concept that of several religions and spiritual traditions, concept Hindu, Buddhism, and all. Okay. But it also says what you put into the universe comes back to you. And the clearer breakdown is that good actions, kindness, honesty, generosity lead to positive outcome. Bad actions, harm, dishonesty, cruelty leads to negative outcome. And karma isn't always instant. Effects can show up later in life or even in some beliefs in future life. Karma isn't a punishment or reward system from someone judging you. It's more like the natural law of cause and effect, which goes back to what you were talking about earlier. It applies to thought, intention, actions, not just obvious behavior. In everyday life, people use karma to mean you get what you give. So I just wanted to share that.
Oh, let me add on. So when you supposed to meet a certain fate according to the law of karma, right? When a person displays mercy, does that alter the law of karma? And if the law of karma can be altered, is it not a fixed law? Because let's just say I'm supposed to die, and we all going to die, but I'm supposed to die a certain way because of all the people I killed. I just supposed to get shot up like Lonzo on motherfucking Training Day. Just a million machine guns just supposed to rip my body apart. Say that never happened, and everywhere I go, I just get love. I get the illy treatment. Every time where I go, boy, here. But people don't know me for being a good person. Not saying I'm not. It's just they don't know me for being a good person. And that never happens. And I live to be like 109. What is coming back on my great grandson? Hold on, let me finish. And that come back on my great grandson, right? For what I done to Jesus' degree. He died for all our sins. Some of us wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
So he gonna reap the karma of my action. He wasn't even born yet. Yet life is fair. Life is just. Is that a contradiction in how we view fairness and justness in life? Or is karma a projected idea, a program that's been pushed on us since we was young? Or if it is true and we just been bullshitting and not giving motherfuckers their karma, like I've been saying. Which one is?
I still think it's an unrealistic expectation of what, and I think it's that second one that you said.
I feel like this though, man. So for
You feel like, let us know how you feel and give us what you think. Nah,
where I think the lie that you used to be, right? You're not that lie today. So when people see that, like if you done came out here and you the same old lie pistol and niggas hear about boy lie over there, he done it. So now that stuff will come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, damn, you're still on that. You came home, you know what I mean? But I heard when he was in the joint, he was a stand-up guy, he was doing da-da-da-da, but now he's back on the street saying he was the same bullshit, right? But now, because they hear about the lie you are dating, right? And not saying like nigga giving you no passes, but I'm just saying like they're like,
I accept
you
that.
see what I'm saying? But they're like, nah, like that ain't even him no more. He not even that same person. You see what I'm saying? It's still just one of those days. I feel like that kind of change, I guess to me, maybe alters your calm.
Remember I said, does mercy alter it?
I
So
feel like
that pass, right? That pass
possibly. No,
that pass to me is a pass. If we want to play with calm, the word is a pass I may have gave somebody and they don't even know. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because the lie now, what if I'm lying? Play on words. What if I'm lying? What if I'm still doing that shit? Y'all just ain't heard about it.
For sure.
What if I'm lying? But that's what I mean by this mercy alter the calm.
Right.
Or is the karma still gonna come back? I'm gonna walk out here and slip on a patch of ice, break every motherfucking bone in my body, and that's my karma.
Your karma could be your side. Can you outplay your karma?
Well, let me say that. That's what we're gonna go with as soon as I say this. Or, right? It's that shit again, just something we've been told and we like how it's saying.
Right.
I've been waiting for you to say something.
I think it's an illusion, right? And I think that if you got an expectation connected to it, it kills it. So it's no longer calm. So karma is something that happens to you, whether good or bad, that you had nothing to do with. No control, right? No control over it. Happens, and you're the one that identify where it came from. It happened, and it's like, damn, boy. And you might, subscribe to your God or whatever. God bless me. God was on my side. It could come from something that's your relative or your loved one done, your best friend done, and you get the reciprocation from that. So if that's the case, I call it like a chain of events from just positive energy, just moving forward, get transferred from individual to individual. Somebody do something bad to you, and then you do something bad back.
That's not their karma for that.
It's revenge.
That's just revenge. And we hide a lot of
Right.
things under the title of karma. And you know, just like you say, cause and effect. You create a cause and you get a certain effect. If you don't get the effect, that don't mean you've been cheated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because your nature is gonna allow you to do things. And if you're doing it for a superficial reason, now you enter another realm because you're gonna feel cheated when you got that connection to something that's not natural. I think good energy, positive energy, that's just a natural frequency. If you're faking about doing it, then you're gonna get that fake energy and reciprocation back some kind of way. Not necessarily from that person, not necessarily for that thing. If I say I'm gonna give you all that, you're gonna be on next month. You're gonna get the disappointment you're supposed to get because it's artificial. Nothing natural can come from the artificial. So when we create karmic terms and exchange and we looking for something back, we kill it. We just play games with our own self. Same way you do something good and then something good happened to you, say, yeah, that was my karma. No, it wasn't. You don't dictate that happening. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's superficial. That's for the satisfaction of yourself to try to justify. That's the same way I always use the term, man, because it happened to me. Um, you know, I try to do as much as I can for as many people, but I don't count it. And I remember one time, man, I was tripping, not necessarily tripping, I was riding dirty. I had my joint on me, right? Thinking I'm going from A to B. And I know I can't afford to get pulled over. And I'll be damned, I thought I was taking the shortcut way to be safe, so I won't get pulled over. But I really deviated from my natural course. And I went right into unfamiliar territory thinking I'm being slick. Sure enough, 4 of these jokes right behind it. My tag was expired. All this. So all these elements lead is negative. In the negative, I'm in the red. They wasn't pulling me over, they was behind me. Now, me knowing I'm staying in my true self and not deviating from my true self, I kept going. They was behind me for a minute. I said, oh, fuck. Their lights came on. They had to call. They went on. They all right. So this type of action is what I can look at and say, dang, that gotta be just being a good person. You know what I mean? I didn't attribute it exactly to being my karmic, you know, encouragement or my karmic good, but I looked at it like this inspires me to keep being good because you never know. I treat it like a bank account. The more you good you put into it, you never know when you have to withdraw from it. Not intentionally, but the universe can set things up whereas though it make you have a flat that morning. You know, and you might think that's the worst thing that could happen. Damn, I'm late for work. It's freezing out here. I got a flat. But that your karma can prevent you from getting in that accident or getting in some more trouble where you fussing at the situation or the circumstance, but that might have been your blessing in disguise to prevent you from something else happening. And then later on you find out, damn, boy, you go down the street, make a full car accident right at that same intersection when you go, it just happened. And then you can calculate that and say, damn, I would have been right there. Right. So that feeling that you get from that should encourage you to keep doing good. Or if you're not doing it naturally from your natural soul or yourself, then you're going to look at it as a bad thing. So I think it's just really about our perception of what happens to us. I don't think you should do nothing for nothing in exchange unless it's a business transaction.
So I want to say, do we think that we alter the nature of karma by the shame and glory being misplaced? And what I mean, like, if a dude kill 1,000 people, we honor him. But if a dude give him food away, we shun him. Right. So I think by doing that, we change the perception of karma, we reversing it. Instead of going the natural course, we have learned to change and found a way to change karma to go in a different remnants, go in a different way. Because we all know if we know to do the head buster, when we come in, we got the ultimate respect. But it should be shown. Because you really killed humanity. You really killed probably the next president, the next savior, or what we honor. But here's a guy he's a nerd, he don't do nothing, he go to school, he might, help an old lady cross the street, we like, look at him, he a nerd. And you don't even want to talk to him. So our perception of the way we think mentally has changed the nature, our nature, of course, of nature and life. That's the way I be thinking sometimes.
Possibly. I wouldn't rule that out. But there's this idea that I used to always politic with a certain brother, and it always bothered me. This would always make me question everything and pick that shit apart, because even in what you just said, if the dude is a head busser, the people who he's busting have a personal karma according to the law.
Right.
We may not know that personal karma, so
He isn't for long.
if he's working for Love of Law's Wisdom, ALW, he's working for a law. Law is in place. Not a law, but a universal law is put in place, which I still gotta go against. I'm gonna tell you why. Not go against, but question. You know how, like, when we growing up and it's a badass house fire on the block, and it's like Miss Smith live in the house, and she make it out that motherfucker. House burned from the 3rd floor down to the fucking basement. And Miss Smith, she make it out. But 3 babies in there die. And everybody's celebrating Miss Smith making it, who had a chance to live all the way up to 90-something. And the newborns, they ain't even have a chance, whether they 5, the newborn, or whatever age, haven't even had a chance to live a life, and all of them died in a fire. We're grateful that she made it, but we have no justification except for karma. Well, the babies have, it was the great, not somebody was careless and the motherfucking house burned down and it's their fault.
Right.
It's karma. And so I think sometimes we use comfortable words to justify certain things that we just can't explain.
Or say.
You know what I'm saying? Or accept. You know what I mean? And I like, I come from a different perspective on the God degree, where my understanding is that all of these matrix concepts, this shit is made up by us or the higher thinkers, whether they go back to our ancestors or whoever, and they place these ideals for us to live up to. And that's why the prophets say a man's ideal is his God. As man unfolds, his God unfolds. You might have a set of rules, you probably can't live up to none of that shit. They're just ideals that you aspire to give you some sense of something to reach, grow, and develop towards. But it's the same with karma. That shit might just be an ideal that we would like to be in place for motherfuckers who ain't nobody gonna do nothing to them. So karma gonna get. And that's what I mean by karma real. All this shit white people doing and still doing. They fucking with the food, they fucking with the weather, they doing everything, and they know negative karma, they get on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Not even in the slightest way. And so that's what all these fucking vaccinations, it's a whole lot of shit that's going on in the world right now. And I always say this, it is just like I say, something to think about, heavy mental. Even with when Jesus was walking the planet 2,000 years ago, allegedly, and I think we need him here now. Wasn't no Uzis and shit back then. You didn't have AIDS and all these fucking diseases like we have now. We didn't have, if they destroy Sodom and Gomorrah for being gay, you got motherfucking doctors is giving motherfuckers whole body transformations. And a motherfucker ain't so much as throw a rock at these motherfuckers. So I'm trying to figure out why this shit seem displaced. Or is that just a written story of an allegory? A symbolic story of what was to come. Like, and this is why I enjoy these classes, because a lot of shit we just go for a hook, line, and sinker. Because this how we've been, you know what I'm saying, programmed to think. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna readdress karma, because I thought she read it.
Yeah, she read their definition of it.
So that's not karma.
According to them, yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out if we say we believe in karma,
We don't.
hold up. I'm saying we believe and we don't. We can't say in the mid form, is it karma? And you keep cleaning it up by saying, for lack of a better word, because I did good thing.
Perception.
Right.
It's your perception, it's his perception, everybody has their own perception.
Right. So when I say that, like when you say like
That's why
it's a word bad, the big bad bully in the neighborhood. Nobody, quote unquote, did it. That might not have been his comment.
Well, we also talk about bully. Just him. That's it. It's layered. Remember that.
One at a time. Then I can address the what? The crap of you. Yeah, that's you can address that. Yeah, because that karma came and it's coming and they feel it. That's why they reacting the way they react as far as I'm concerned with Donald Trump. See, white folks, as far as I'm concerned, if you go back to the 80s and the 90s and some of the 70s, they were strong as ever. They're not strong no more like they were. Homosexual is just as strong as them. The black man is totally almost off the map when it comes to society. Homosexual got more power than you. The black woman got more power, and a woman on his own got more power than you. If you're talking about society today. And
When
when
you're
you go out
saying
there,
that, I know somebody saying,
okay, the equal opportunity, right? I'm just giving you challenging me. And
no, I want to see.
I'm
You saying some shit. I'm like,
If you say the woman and the black woman alone are more powerful, why wasn't Kamala Harris president?
no, not who?
Kamala Harris.
Well,
She's a woman, she's black, so why wasn't she president?
because America
not ready for that.
Then-
will never, ever.
Then that
Oh,
means
I'm
she's
not-
not
I'll
powerful.
let you know. You tell me if it's a question. You gotta answer, right? When you tell, and I'm gonna get back to calm because that's what I really want to address. I strongly want to get to that because when you say it's an illusion, no, calm is not an illusion. It is the unseen. It's the unseen.
so is the echo.
But it's
So I mean,
that's your perception.
you know what I'm saying?
Everyone has their own perception.
I'm saying that the word karma didn't just fall out the sky.
No, we don't.
And then when they gave you a defined meaning of it, it's just what we say when we say, I do good things and I expect good things back. And they telling you that's the word called karma. And you said, no, that's not karma. They're saying that's what karma is. You saying it's not. It's just because I do good things, then good things come back to me. So what's the definition of that? They're saying it's karma. They're saying when you do something, not expecting nothing, and it comes back unattached, unfulfilled, it's karma. And when you say karma is an illusion, then I gotta challenge that. It can't be an illusion. It can't be because you wouldn't attach things to it and then try to clean it up. Because all of us in here say, that's karma. But then you say, no, that's because all the bad things he done. No, you're not. Stop it. You're saying that's that karma that caught up with him. That's what we say. That's that karma. You ain't never heard nobody say that's because all the bad things he done out there. No. That's that karma that caught up with the guy. But we believe that. We truly believe in that heart. That's why we move the way we move. Now, all of us, we do good things. It's just that sometimes the big bad bully who we might say, man, he needs somebody to blow his goddamn head off. Guess what? 10 years from now, a law might have struck him down and made him paralyzed from their neck down and make him suffer for the rest of his life. That's his call. Somebody might say, well, that's my call.
Who says that's his karma?
That's your
Right.
So you can't know definitive like that's his karma. That's how you see.
I said that
right?
could be.
This what I'm saying. It's according to your perception. So if that's how you want to attach it,
So you saying it come from bad behavior?
we don't know where it come from.
Or
It
just
could come from somebody something related to him.
no, I'm not.
You can't put karma and make that everybody's definition because something happened to him.
Okay.
That's your assumption.
Yes, and I'm a witness and I'm a bank. You can't say because it's not common, you can say that's good, that's all the good that I've done, or all the bad that he done. And when somebody say, well, what caused that? I don't know. But when somebody say something, you can challenge it on it, and I'm calling it what it is, then I'm backing it up, quote unquote, what we all in here, you can call it whatever you want, with my paperwork. And you telling me, no, the paperwork ain't no good, and with your idea and the way you feel ain't no good, but this is what it is. Impossible. I can't think like that. Now, I'm not putting mine on nobody. I'm not putting mine on nobody in this room. But you're not gonna see it and tell me if I say that's a black coat, you say, nah, that's not black. And that's just your perception. That's just dark blue. Really? That's my perception. And everybody clearly see that's black. And you're gonna make me say, oh, that's because she wore black all her life. So that, no, I can't feel that.
According to my perception, I need one of them orders, bro.
I got
Oh, well, I got that's the way you spoke.
People do shit sometimes. People, well, we gonna say, we don't attach nothing to nobody. He'll just say, he going through the hellfire. Or, you know what I mean? Just cause we don't see it, don't mean he ain't getting no karma or whatever. It's only if I attach what I think he should get. Like he got hit by a car. You like that? Oh, that was his karma. No, you know what makes that his karma?
That's my point.
You understand? Like, so if I hit the lottery, nigga be like, oh yeah, he did good. That's what makes that right. That's your perception of it.
That's what I was saying.
So, like, it's open for all kind of interpretation of it.
I think language, this is why like the basis, back to the basis of the whole conversation. I think a lot of times we let language divide how we express a thing. Like I just like to question shit on language. If we're dealing with language. And in questioning it, like I told you, I'm not trying to win you over to my belief. I'm not recruiting nobody. I'm not running a religious organization. The hellfires, don't hit me out, son. I know you Muslim. I don't know nobody never came back from the hellfires and said lies, some hellfires. I just know that that's their belief and they will hurt you about what they believe.
King, watch. But see, belief is what man perhaps to believe to be the truth. That don't mean that it is true.
Right.
Now, people can govern their life in a good way by beliefs. And so this is where the language matters to me, right? And how you see it. Let's just say me and Wood try to reach a dude, right? Just for the sake of us being the way we are, like shorty, straighten your life out. Yo, we don't want you to go to jail. We don't want you to get life. And he listened to us. Or he choose not to. But as soon as we start talking about karma, if that's the language he can relate to, then fuck it. Let me give him that language. That ain't how I'm gonna flow with it. But this is how I reach him. You know what I'm saying? I might have to come to a dude and hit him with the hellfire. Well, you know, if you want to straighten up, well, you're gonna be with El Shaitan in the hellfire. And so it's like these, it's again, it's these programs, these these systems that set up with this language thing. And we all beefing over language. No, I ain't a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. No, I ain't a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. God damn. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like language. No, it ain't Islam, it's Islam. It ain't the Quran, it's the Quran. I'm like, well, if it's something in that motherfucker that'll stop you from doing what you're doing, and I can't get you to stop shooting dope by my language in the Quran or the Quran can get you, then you better Quran and Quran for the rest of your life. Come on, bro, let's hear it from you.
I mean, like, man, I mean, as I was coming into town, man, like I got to my teenager, my mother started relating to me about time. And she tell me, when you don't listen, that ain't what happened. One particular day, I remember I was 18 years old, no, 19, and she told me, said, look, leave that boy alone, but he's no good. Oh, woman, I'm grown. An hour later, I was on the phone, couldn't get an answer. But I want to call that, no, I'm locked up. You see what I'm saying?
That boy was no good.
And when I was a buddy of mine, on Friday, never get the gunshot. And when we done it, I was running. Then what we had got wasn't even worth it. 7 hours. I just stopped by and said, if I need to get locked up, die. Now they go and what my mother told me. You know what I'm saying? Keep bad, coming bad thing gonna happen. Yeah. You know, so now today, anything they deal with Congress, I believe it. Because I had time, man, I was laying on a woman's long block. Niggas tell me it was 22. No bullets in it. But he was throwing this. When I got up, I've been looking for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I had a guy chase me because I was selling weed, he was trying to rob me. Had a chef, one of them chef line.
Yeah.
And I was running. And I remember falling like in the gutter and a towel later. And y'all may not believe, but this is what I believe. God picked me up and took me to my destination. As soon as I got in the house and shut the door, nigga hit the door to the butcher. See what I'm saying? That's why. Your perception of it. And what happened when I done it to the guy? A year later, I'm working in a bar. And I'll be able to shut up. Because in there by myself. God comes and said, man, can I use the bathroom? You know, good hard God, man. You gotta come on in. He come out the bathroom, man, struck me with a gun, man. The bar was so long, man. I got time to. And such a dog. What? You know what I'm saying? I'm in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be careful what I do.
Yes, sir. That's a fact.
I remember one day going playing my lottery, and I came outside waiting for my ride to come. This guy walked up to me and said, man, can you help me? Oh, okay. You know, I gave him 2 hours, and when I look out there, man, took the 5. And last week, when I went to the store, he seen me. He said, man, you remember me? I said, no. Right back. He said, any tissue back. He said, I'm the guy that was telling me that I was hungry, and you were the only one to look out for me. But see, I was always told when you do something for somebody, don't look for that. You have to pass on to the next one. But there's someone out there just like him. And it'd be his chance if you got open heart to do something for somebody. You know what I mean? Because see, thing about being like, man, I don't know what that cut no more. And I don't want to do it to nobody else. I don't want to come back on my kid. But my be out there. Because that one, man, if I just I may not want to accept it, but I got no choice. I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a guy today, man, I don't deal with a lot of people because sometimes people can make you react like you don't want to react, but when you know yourself, you gotta calm yourself down. You know what I mean? I'm a very local guy, man, but I can be a very rigid guy because I'm short. Don't get fooled. You know what I'm saying? When I first went to jail, there was a guy, man, like he wasn't big as a broom. Took a shotgun and killed me. It wasn't scared of the niggas bigger than a lot. See, that's why, man, I'm saying, man, you gotta be careful for how you do things, treat people. Cause you never know how it's gonna come back to you. That's true. So, like I said, I'm just sitting and listening to y'all, man, but I need to tell how it's happening to me. Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying, if you can help somebody, don't hold back because you never know who life you may save. Make me stretch your life a little longer.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say.
Brother Hassan, you have anything to say, brother? Because you've been.
With this karma thing, you can look at that a lot of different ways. Cause I know a kid get killed in the shootout, a stray bullet, and he get killed. What did he do to deserve that? Was that karma?
That's what we said.
No. And then you got people that go to prison that was innocent for 30, 40 years, was that karma?
Right.
So there's a lot of ways you can look at that. You know, but I firmly believe that life is already planned out how it's gonna happen. That's what I believe. What's gonna happen, gonna happen. You can't change it no matter what. You could go out here and be the best person in the world. And you might get killed, somebody might rob you, hit your leg, you never know.
Right.
You try to keep yourself out of situations and mess around, walk right into one. So there's a lot of ways you can look at that.
Can I say something? But however, in listening, I do believe in the law of attraction and magnetism in terms of like how we are in the universe. If it wasn't, I guess it would be a thing called magnetism. Would mean what you give out, you get back. Even if now you talking about sometimes aborted death and karma in that way, because that means somebody like get cut short. However, but in the longevity aspect of somebody that's living along, the more that you do good and you moving in the right way, in the right path, for the most part, that will comes back to you. Like a lot of us stop doing fucked up shit. And what started happening in our life? We started attracting those things that we want. That we started, that was the magnetism, that we was putting for the universe. That's how my perception of karma.
What about the ones that they stop doing fucked up shit and everything still going smooth?
We don't know. We don't know. We didn't know. We didn't know, because in terms of like this, because things can have appearance of a good looking thing, but the energy that doing fucked up shit, Green. You meaning not to just be combative, but I know I know people that do fucked up shit all the time.
We on here, right? Let's address that. That's like the third time they keep saying about a baby getting killed or an innocent person getting killed.
Well, you know how songs came in late.
I'm addressing the ones that didn't.
Saying, people have like I was saying, people have their perceptions of karma. I believe in that. I believe in karma is more so of a magnetism. People saying, well, can you do something and it get back with your people? Yeah, well, we living through that. We see the mistakes that our ancestors made, looking at it in that perspective. I believe that this is a karma. Same thing. It's a law of attraction. And looking at it from a micro to a macro to a big picture to it in a big sense. But that's how I look at the universe. I believe the universe has those laws. And I don't know the exact definition of karma. I was going to ask, did anybody say that exactly? No, that's what I said.
And remember that definition is whoever's definition.
Yes, but that's that person, right?
Yeah.
No, I just was only
Oh, what the? Oh, it make it right so well.
And we got to keep this in mind that a lot of shit is open-ended because we would like to blame our ancestors, but we ain't got to go back that far. In the 1930s, we had more black-owned businesses than we got now, and there's more black millionaires through entertainment than we got. Right. A lot of these niggas, like I said, coons. We sold the ancestors out and not them. We the ones not doing what the fuck we supposed to be doing. That's just where I'm at with it. Like, I'm sick of motherfuckers talking about the ancestors made these mistakes. We got a lot of shit and ain't doing a motherfucking thing with it. Elijah Muhammad had Shabazz restaurants up and down Pennsylvania Avenue. They changed up motherfuckers to Leon's Pig Pens. So I don't want, it was like you had Seneca Village in Manhattan where Central Park sit at. They bulldozed that shit and built what they wanted over it. We had Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. So we had our own movies, our own everything. We ain't got a fucking black owned corner store too much nowhere. Black hospital, right? Black hospital. So that ancestor sold us our shit. Yeah, okay. And yeah, a lot of shit we not doing.
Not comfortable.
And who karma is that?
I think that's why they say today we will us, tomorrow we will us not.
And constancy is powerful in the heart, man.
And that's what happened. Yesterday we was with it, and tomorrow we not. So cause we iffy, we emotional.
Yeah,
I don't like
it.
this. And so now I ain't gonna ride with you. I'm gonna ride against you because I want your $2. And that's what's happening. That's what happened now. Instead of us unifying, we started. I got more than him. My house bigger than his. Instead of us building a community and putting our money together, and we all live the same. That's why I always say there's no big eyes and little U's. They got to be all on the same platform because that's the only way we gonna get along. And religion is a good thing, but to me, it's the worst thing that ever happened to man because it divided us. Because if you don't believe in what I believe in, we can't come together for this one common goal or one common scheme. So what happens is if you don't believe you're a Sunni, if you don't believe you're a Christian, you don't believe you're more or 5%, we don't say it, but we do. We discriminate against others. Might not be in their story, but we do behind the back doors. And so that's why it was instituted to divide us. Because you couldn't use religion to divide us, how could they stop us? Because we would be unified too much, we'd be too strong. So when they implement that made us bigger against each other. So now we ain't gonna come together because your beliefs ain't what my beliefs is. So if I want you to do what we need to be done, and it don't coincide with your beliefs, you're not helping me.
And you got the motherfuckers that religiously intoxicated. Don't worry about it. God won't have it.
That's why they say belief is only what man perhaps believes to be the truth. It's not the truth. Faith is the truth. Faith in the law is the truth. It's one. But belief is just what I think might be real.
And fruition is when we making that shit happen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What time is it? For the brothers that came late. I was actually talking about Marty. I just was looking. Wait, Marty always give us a bill that we all get a chance. You know how we do.
I feel like a lot of times we get caught up into language and communication and wordplay and word wrestling and bounce all around and people's perception and how they process things, just gets us off track. I believe, you can use whatever adjective you want to describe, whatever it is that you're trying to describe. But at the end of the day, I feel like you are in control of you. You know what I mean? And you don't need anything outside of what's inside of you to dictate what's taking place. You know what I mean? Everything that you need is embedded in you. So if we start behaving from eternally to externally and stop doing the opposite and allowing the external to affect our internal, then I just feel like we'll be a whole lot more better. You know what I mean? In regards to like everybody's saying, it's the word came out. I don't feel like you get anybody cut short. I feel like if you died at 5, you're supposed to die at 5. You feel me? If you died at 90, you're supposed to die at 90. You feel me? I don't feel like if you get hit by a car that was no karma, shit, you could have been too slow. The nigga could have been whipped out and hit you, motherfucker. That's too much. There could be all kinds of things to explain and define why certain things take place. I don't believe I'll do things. I mean, you always got isolated incidents that you create things. I go out and kill a motherfucker. His brother can kill my sister or somebody in my family. But I don't believe like me doing a whole bunch of wicked shit brings wickedness on others. You know what I mean? Or myself, unless that's my story. It can be just the opposite. You know what I mean? Our power could fucking smother me with all good, and that could be my goddamn karma. like just forcing love on me and not even imagine that hate or whatever the case may be. Again, though, my perception is my reality. You feel me? So, like Brother Clark just was saying, man, like what's real to me may not be real in the world or to others, but it's real to me. So how I define things and how I perceive things and process things is just my little spiel, my little story. But I try not to go back and forth with people's belief. Your belief is your belief. I don't have to agree with it. I don't listen to it, and I try to just get away from it because once you like, you just was saying how we got to divide and conquer thing with religion. A lot of times, if you're not in favor of what it is that somebody's trying to explain to you according to what they believe, then they start trying to defend that shit and they start arguing and they start taking it somewhere other than where we trying to go with it. I love these rooms because it gives you different perceptions, it gives you different ideas, it lets you know your belief is your belief. Shit, just like you standing on what you believe in, another person stands on what they believe in. Doesn't make you right, doesn't make them wrong. But what it does do is it creates a difference. And in order to be in harmony in the universe, we gotta learn how to work, together when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, I definitely like anything that give you a thicker skin. But if you're gonna work with other people, you're gonna be around people on an international level or national level that definitely don't believe like you believe. They may not even like your black ass. You know what I'm saying? You may be forced to sit in the room, and we all the time, especially us that work in the field. We be around a bunch of Jews and shit. We don't know what they think. They just like, look, these fuckers. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that. But we can feel it. You know what I'm saying? But as long as our skin thick and we get to the point, carry out our mission, it is what it is. But another reason why I always like different perceptions and different perspectives is because it gives you the active ability to argue shit from a different angle. You know what I'm saying? And it gives you a chance to measure how other people think. You know what I'm saying? Damn, what would yo be thinking? What yo be thinking? Young King. Peace, King. How you? I can't hear you, bro. Good. What's your name?
Sean.
Sean. Glad you're here, brother. I think it's the second time I've seen you. You was at our event, right? That's what's up. What you think of, how old are you, first of all? 17.
Appreciate you showing up, baby.
No doubt. A lot of times we have youth nights. We haven't had one in a while, but we get brothers like your age in the room, man. And we sit down and we talk to them, and we don't never glorify what we've been through, but all of us, most of us, except for our good brother Tree, we all did a prison stretch, and Sam has not even. I think we got like 2 good brothers who never been in prison. But for a lot of young brothers, I always talk to them about our pain and what we've been through. And the reason why I do that is because we may not know what you're going through, and that's our way of giving back. But we definitely like to pour into the youth because we believe you are the future. And whenever we get young brothers like you in our presence, we feel obligated to pour into you so you don't make the mistakes that we have made. Within this room, I'm an ex-lifer. I had life plus 45 years. I was able to overturn my sentence. I did 31 years in prison. There's other brothers in here, and they have a chance to pour into you and give you that spill. But I don't want to bore you with a bunch of unmeaning words. I just want to tap into you, and I'm glad you're here. And I would like for you to keep coming back because we have some life lessons that you definitely can apply. Not because we know it all, but because we've been on planet longer than you. You know what I'm saying? And we've been through some shit, and it wasn't all good. You know what I mean? And before we allow you to go to jail or make the mistakes we made, we got to get you our story. So again, I want to give you a salute, you know what I mean, and honor, and I appreciate you being here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else want to pour into the brother?
Well, I know. They going through nothing in life. Nothing. Ain't been good, and nothing you want to say.
I just wanted to say, when he said 17, that made me reflect on me, because that's when I went to prison at 17, but life sentence for first degree murder. And I did 37 years. You understand? And like he said, we not here to try to tell you how you live your life. We just trying to give you some insight into life. And I would listen to who was that, KRS-One. He said, if the older generation listen to the younger generation, then the older generation will move faster amongst the older generation because he will have youthful knowledge. And the younger generation listen to the older generation, you will move faster amongst your generation because you will have advanced knowledge. So we just trying to give you something now so you can see when you run into a situation, oh man, yeah, I remember he saying that. And you will know to go the other way. So, just listen.
I think I hear somebody at the door.
Listen to understand and don't listen to respond. Just listen to understand.
True that. I guess I'll give you a quick little spiel, you know what I mean? The power of presence, right? And I say that's just even being in attendance, just when you're showing up, you feel me? Like at 17, I had the strength to shoot a nigga, but I ain't have the strength to come in a room like this, you feel me? Like, again, like the brother live is just that, man, like that's some powerful shit. That's some meaningful shit. I know, like, it's just a lot bouncing around the room right now for you to probably drop a little the process, but make no mistake about it, like, you're amongst, a real good men, man, and women, you know what I mean? Not these opportunities slip through your fingers, you know what I mean? There's resources in here. It's brothers that really care for you, that's trying to love on you, not in no foolish way. They're trying to assist you, trying to elevate you, they trying to support you, they trying to help you. You can start with anyone that you think slick. I don't give a fuck if you think his boots slick, his jacket slick. You like how he talk, you like how he walk, you think she cute. Whatever your inroad is right now, get somebody's number before you leave, man. And don't just get it. Be strong enough to use it. You feel me? Because all it'll take is that's when you are decision. They want to get all the stuff right forever. We living in a real dark time, so you know what I mean. We just want you to understand, man. Like it's not weak to be in these places and to reach out for that kind of support. It actually signifies strength for you to do that. So take advantage of that, brother. And again, man, we really, really, really appreciate the power of your presence and you being in here, blessing us. You know what I mean? Because not only are we trying to pour into you, but we want you to pour into us. You know what I mean? So again. Salute, man, big ups, and we thank you, appreciate you showing up.
What I miss?
It's the child, bro.
Who all didn't pull into the young brother yet?
You played that, bro?
You in school?
Yeah.
What school you going to?
Black, yeah.
You play sports?
What you do for activities?
What you say? What you say?
I mean, drawing and stuff like that. Or you can draw? Yeah.
I didn't know to be ashamed of that's a talent.
You take it.
I was just doing it for fun.
But bring it up here and let us see it because these brothers can push it. You might get a better, more support. He just told you we network up here. You feel me? So if you really serious, draw something nice, you feel me, and get it to Wood or Lock him there. They help. Somebody in this room will help you. I know I can. Give it to me. But one of them is definitely.
Hey, most of these cats just like me, man. You feel me? Like just like me. You hear me?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was gonna ask him, what's your circle look like? You roll with a lot of dudes, or you selective about who you let in your world? Cause you seem a little, guarded and laid back.
I want to talk to y'all old niggas, man.
Real side, real side, you're right where you need to be. Because this ain't no osmosis or nothing. Just mere fact that you sat here, as long as you sat here, you heard something. You know what I mean? And you're gonna process it how you process it, but you heard it. You know what I'm saying? And 17, yeah.
I just never understood at that age how you wouldn't want to be around somebody older than me. Because it just always remind me of the gang pitfall when we was little. You play
or a car, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody that already done beat pitfall. You know what I'm saying? Know how to get the
Y'all be taking
too hard. You feel what I'm saying? At your age, you should want to be around people that's been in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I know what the world put a perception of black men, but don't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of people in here, man. They probably smarter than them, some of these so-called geniuses in the world. You feel me? And it's like we got this perception as black men, like we not supposed to listen to or look up to, or you know what I mean, like honor each other. You know what I mean? And I know how you feel about older men, because a lot of y'all don't have men in your life. You know what I mean? So y'all kind of don't even have a concept of what it is to be a man. That's right. You know what I mean? You kind of lost on that. So you think being quiet and being, you know what I'm saying? Like because if we ever notice about the youth, they all got the same kind of demeanor. Hood on, don't say nothing, like
He a little different as far as around.
yeah.
As far as the rent.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up.
No, I don't get that from him.
No, I'm not saying him in particular. I'm just saying like a lot of their energy is like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's from not being around women. You know what I'm saying? You know how I was told. You talking to him like you know what I'm saying?
He a little shit.
Like
He's smart. He's different.
I'm not just talking about I'm just
got confidence and all that.
the youth in general, that's where they kind of move from. They don't really fuck with us because they don't even know how to. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? They not equipped with them kind of skills to even build in the coming years. And that's why, like what Marty said, that's take a lot to just come in here and sit down. They ain't even saying them just to come in and sit down. A lot of average niggas scared. I know grown ass men don't want to come in this month. You know what I'm saying?
The question is, was he brought in here or did he want to come in here? That's the difference.
You gotta answer that for us.
No, I want to know about it. I want to ask him.
To me,
I know he just, he want to just.
I'm gonna say
So when you coming, do you say come on and go, or do he say take me with you?
I'm gonna say it like this. When they come to me, man, he go where, you know, he gonna use me. You feel me? So he coming in? It's coming. I'm bringing it. He's coming in, I'm bringing it. You know? That's my guy. They my guys. You already know how you go with them G's, man.
Yeah, but I don't want you to be just dragging them. I want them to be
Did I drag you here, y'all?
and want to come back. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm telling you this.
You gotta let him talk for himself.
Go ahead.
I knew he was gonna ask me food before that. Was I coming with him? Like, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
So you had the option not to come, but you choose to come.
You didn't say that.
I just
Welcome to I take balls, but I'm trying. I got grown man, they outside, and I'm like, oh, go mental. No, man, I ain't going. I ain't buying fuck this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I know what that is. That's your insecurity because you don't want to be around men. You know what I mean? You act like it's a problem with expressing yourself. Like, I never understood that either, man.
And boy, don't get me wrong. I want to say that it probably wasn't no resistance or nothing like that. I'm just saying because you know how I am and how I am with my views. Whether they want to come or not, they gonna roll. That's all.
No, but that's my question. So when they come here, I want them to leave and feel like, damn, I'm gonna go back. I got something out there.
Okay.
But I don't want them to feel like, oh man, we gotta go up here because he with you. You know,
Right,
there's
right.
a difference. So we can't feed him the right stuff unless he receptive to it. So you know, if he's not receptive to it, we gotta get him comfortable enough to be receptive to it, so it don't sound like we attacking him.
Right.
You know, because if you don't really want to be there, then it sound like we attacking them. You know what I'm saying? But if they getting something out of it, then they're gonna embrace, they gonna soak it up. So your approach gotta be really delicate the way you deal with them, because you don't ever want them to feel like I ain't coming back up there because he feel like he jumped on them. You know what I'm saying? And then some kids ain't necessarily bad kids. So certain speeches don't go with that. You know, it's misplaced, and you can discourage them sometime if they like doing. Like I asked them, my first question was, what you going through in your life? Anything you want to change? He said, no, he cool. So I didn't have no need to really pour nothing negative into him. You know, it's like, okay, he cool, peace, no doubt. I'm gonna just give him some positive. I ain't gonna treat him like he been doing wrong. Versus the kid that got behavior issues. Now they deserve a certain kind of conversation. So you can't give the same conversation to everybody. You know, pick and choose, especially when it's dealing with the youth. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's so I wouldn't know, you know, nothing.
But yeah, he might want to come up this time and just chill and just, you know, we give off the right vibe. You like, damn, I'm gonna go back, man. You know, and then now he gonna start opening up a little more. Cause like Sam said, that is kind of, you think about all the youth that we kind of run across, they do kind of have that demand.
Like
laid
old
back.
guy yesterday that came with cash.
Yes.
He was the same way until he started.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I'm like, hold up. These ain't no average old motherfuckers. Like, these motherfuckers out been done shit and doing shit. And it's like, oh, now they want to know. Because they don't want to, because like I say, the average motherfucker coming from them, they looking at us like, well, looking at them, you know what I mean? Like, man, yeah, that shit every day. But from a real motherfucker, they are more so like, they want to hear the profanity and the,
Cause that's what it is.
you know, when they put that shit in the down, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, that's the shit that they kind of can relate to. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, you know,
The niggas that the rap writers talk about.